Hello everyone and welcome to the Fiat 500e. Exciting car because it's small but not too tiny battery and it charges pretty amazing. It has a 42 kilowatt hour battery, 37.3 kilowatt hours are usable. It charges DC CCS of course with a maximum of 85 kilowatt. AC charging is 11 kilowatt. That's the good stuff. It has 86 kilowatt motor in the front, but in the car when I'm driving, you can see how much kilowatt you're using for driving, and I saw 94. I don't know. It weighs a bit over 1400 kilos. That's cool. Let's look at it a bit. Of course, WLTP range is 320 kilometers. I will do a range test at 90 and at 130 soon. Rockobi test is already done. Consumption is pretty good. In low speeds, at high speeds was a bit higher, but that's how it is. Charge port is here on the right. You press, and then you have two rubber thingies. Yeah, you know, not too amazing. Here you have a LED segment that shows your battery status, and here you you stop charging and release your cable. And I always have to do this. Look at the trunk. There is one light here. There's no 12 volt outlet. It's not too big, but you still have here a second floor. It's the Shuku cable. These buttons are on both doors and these lock the car. But when you just open it with your key in your pocket, it just opens up. To open the door inside, you use this button, or if this doesn't work, no power, you have an emergency button here. Of course, your window control. The door is all manual. And if you want to get into the back, there's just a two-door car, use this, and then the seat slides forward. But you can also go back this way, but you have to keep that thing pushed, and sometimes that's a bit annoying. We have a little glove box. Let's look in here. We have a big pocket in here with a USB-A and a 12 volt outlet. And we have another 12 volt outlet, USB-A here, and this is wireless charging. If you have a tiny short cable USB-A to your phone, it would be amazing. I put my phone in here, and here's your start engine button. And here in your armrest, you can push this up, and you have another pocket in here. You have your climate control here, temperature, auto AC, where it goes, where the airflow goes, and weird, you cannot put the airflow to window and people. So it's just window and feet, or this alone or this alone. I don't know why. Recirculation, and then the fan speed here, and you can push those buttons up and down. Let's look in the rear. Nothing here, nothing to see here. Is there anything back here? There's no USB, no. There's a little pocket here, and that's it. How do I get the seat back? No, I can't. This time it didn't work. And on the roof, you have this little thing to close the sunshade. It's not closing fully, but it's okay. You have mirrors, but no lights. You have no handles on the roof. No light exactly. And then here you have to select, this is all the light you have in the car. There's no light in the back, so it's pretty dark in here. The mirror has automatic darkening if someone behind you is very bright. Same controls on the driver door, of course, windows and your mirrors. Here you have your special light controls, ESC off, parking, noise off, and then get the light up and down, so you can adjust the height of the light. And this is your fog light in the rear. Here, this button is cute. So here's your normal light. And this, if you press this twice, this is your lane assist off. That's cool. Here you have a gear selector. And here you have drive mode selector, we'll talk about it in a second, your parking brake, and then your volume and turning on or muting your music. Here you can lock the door, but you can do it automatically, and we do the steering wheel. It's a good size. Here you can go around in your menu and your phone and your voice control. And here, this all here is for your cruise control. You have a normal cruise control, you can set it to limiter, or you can go to self-driving, which is this button, and your distance. And it works really well. To turn it on, you press the brake and press the start button. You get a warning. And always when you turn on the car, the infotainment system is off. You have to press the button here so the infotainment system comes on. Maybe there's an option and I did this and still the car is not on. You have to do it again and then you're ready to drive. You see that up here with ready. Let's show you the instrument cluster a bit. With those buttons here, you can select right and what you want to see, and with up and down, you can then change stuff. So when I go to the right, I have trip, then assist system, car changes, tire pressure, for example, and the next service. We have your music, navigation can be in here. Any messages, a few settings you can adjust. On the bottom where it says the time, where it says the odometer and so on. And here in home you have two views. You have that the circle is your speed, or here it is your power. And then when it's your speed, then your power is here on the right. And you have two trips, trip A and trip B. There's nothing here, that's just that. And that's it. On top is your speed. And it works really well. I think that's it's a nice instrument cluster. I like it a lot. I love that home screen. And like I said, you can turn lane assist off pretty nice. Let's look at the instrument cluster. Infotainment system, you have everything in those buttons here on the side. You can change those, so it doesn't have to be climate. You can select something else. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I have to get down here. Yeah, the infotainment system, you have to be right on that thing. Sometimes it doesn't work that well. And you can change this and you can add another home. But here on the side you have the media, comfort, navigation, your phone, and your vehicle settings and everything. And here in electric vehicle you can see the power flow, what the motor is taking and what the climate is taking. It's a really nice schedules, when to charge and preheat and stuff like this. Your charging speed, you cannot have a charge limit, that doesn't work. And up here you have climate, seat heater, and your temperature, you can do it here or here. And outside temperature 30, and your clock, and that's it. That's your whole screen, and it works really well. It's okay. Then we'll do a bit of a drive so I can tell you a bit more about the car when it's driving. So now let's drive the Fiat 500e a bit. I have the AC going because it was standing in the sun the whole day, and it says 39 degrees, which is not true. It would be 28 or something. Gear selector is just fine. You have to disengage the parking brake yourself, or you just drive. I think so. But when there's an option where you can put it in park and then the parking brake engages. Let's see. Yes, that works. You have 3 drive modes and they're totally stupid. And by the way, I totally forgot. Here behind the steering wheel there are 3 buttons on each side, like a pedal shifter. It has nothing to do with regen. It's for music, because here in the middle that's mute, on the top is volume up and volume down, and on the left you have in the middle source, and then next song is up and previous song is down. And it works really well. I like that. Back to the 3 drive modes. You have normal, range, and Sherpa. Sherpa is the stupidest thing ever, because for whatever reason, climate is then off. Give me climate, not off. Come on, AC, exactly. Because in Sherpa you have full power, it says it in the manual, you have full power, but you can only go 80 and the climate is off. In range, you have not full power except when you floor it. So when you put the pedal fully through, then you have full power, and you have a very high amount of regen, and you have automatic auto hold. You cannot turn it off. There's an option to turn it off, but this only works in Sherpa and in normal. In normal mode, you have full power. Auto hold can be turned off, but you barely have any regen. So it's stupid to drive. People will love if they like to sail. They are fine with this, but I love to have regen. I love to have one pedal driving. And for one pedal driving, that means I need range. And in range, I always have this auto hold thing on. And that's annoying if you turn around or whatever, because every time you accelerate a bit and then you have to stop, because then to start it again, you have to give a bit more power. And it's very annoying. I hate that so much. But let's drive a bit. The steering is very light, very soft. It's a city car. The problem is, even if you drive 100, it's still very light. And it would have been nice if you could do it different. What's great is the button here on the side. Press it once and set to turn off lane control. Press switch it again, and we do that. And I will always also show you cruise control, and the self-steering works okay for me. I like I said, the view. Everything is in there. 100%, 260 kilometers of range. Temperature in the middle, the odometer on the right bottom, the time. Here, you have the time up here, except when you're on Android Auto, then it's gone, and the time is here with Android Auto. I don't know why they did that. Just leave it there. Whee! Not a lot of power, but it feels okay. 112 horsepower, what it is for a tiny car, and 1400 kilos. It's okay. I'm really okay. I'm surprised with the consumption. It was really good. Except for, even at 130, the range wasn't too much. But still. Yeah, steering is too soft and there's no setting. I looked everywhere. The steering is like it is. That's a bit early. There was the front assist that should stop but we were driving slow and I was still far away. That was a bit early. Okay. Yeah, the locking when you drive, you have this as an option. Suspension is not amazing. It's not too comfortable, and it's also not too quiet in here. But it's a city car, so at 130 it's a bit louder in here. That's okay. For me, this car wouldn't be the thing. No space with the two dogs, only two doors. That's annoying. Almost no trunk. It's a lot of things that don't work for me. I love the Android Auto screen. Look at that. It takes up all the space here. That's very nice, and you can still do all the other stuff. I like that. And I love the instrument cluster. It's a great idea. Regen, when you have it in this range mode, is really good. It's almost one pedal driving. It works really well, even at 100%. The gear selector, that there are buttons here, I don't mind. That's fine. Kia Niro has. You have to have your hand here, but that's okay. Yes, for this traffic, the auto hold is amazing. But if you turn around, if you go out of your garage, and if you drive on a special spot parking, it's really annoying. So I would prefer to have it off. I don't have a use case for it. This is all we have. Oh, it's still good. I think it's not bad. 112 horsepower. There we go. The motor is pretty loud. Whee-hee. So you can hear decelerating, accelerating, starting. Even at 100 kilometers an hour, you can hear the motor. So this is loud. But now, to turn cruise control on, you press this button here, and it tells you Fiat co-driver ready, set AC, and then I set it, and then it's set. and then you see the speed set there. If I press short, then I get in kilometers an hour more. If I press long, it goes up 10 kilometer increments. And then here on the bottom, I can do the distance. I do it on 3. It's a bit jerky, but most ACs, adaptive cruise controls, are like that. So the real jerkiness where the front car is braking and then just a bit, and then you feel it too, but it's jerkiness, it's not smooth. And also when you're driving 100 and there's someone driving 80 and you're coming towards it, it goes till that your distance is there and then it brakes very abruptly. Other cars can do that better with already noticing the car, knowing it's driving slower and slowing you down a tiny bit. But it works really well. And it recognizes speed traffic signs, and it tells you, hey, there was a traffic sign with 60, do you want to set that speed? And then you just press set and it will set that speed. It's nice. So it just doesn't do it, and it just shows you. It's really nice. Show you all the screens again. Now we have the power here on the right. You have your cruise control speed there, and then the blue is your speed. When you go to trip, then you have your speed on top. And like I said, here is your adaptive cruise control on. And if I press this button, when you have the steering wheel, then it steers itself. And it also doesn't need a jerk, so movement with the steering wheel, you just have to touch it. Looks like rain there. Ugh. I don't like rain. But of course, if you don't do anything, you get a warning. If you don't touch the steering wheel, there it is. If you wait longer, then it will be red and with a beep. There we go. And then here now I had to touch. Yeah. And if you don't want self-steering, you just press it again. That's awesome that you don't have to get out of cruise control and start it again. A lot of cars have that. I love that. Let's go on. Tire pressure with, I think, doesn't show ever the number, it just shows you a warning. And you have your music. Here is your navigation in there as well as here, of course. And your messages, options. You have more options when you stand. You can just say what's on the bottom screen with the odometer, temperature, and your time where each is. I think that's so important, but they have a setting for that. And then it just does that. And it drives comfortable. Like I said, motor is loud, and it's a bit noisier in here. But it's a very cute street car, even a city car, even though with that charging, you can almost say it could be a long-range car. I checked it at 130 kilometers an hour, and I think it was 190 kilometers that it can drive. So if you do 5 to 80%, because you never charge on a long distance more than 80% or about that, then it's 150 kilometers or even less. I had it in my Rakobi test, I don't know it now. And maybe this could be a bit, could be not enough right now how the high power chargers are apart from each other, because you want to use high power charging if you can charge with 85 kilowatt. What I noticed, I'm not sure yet, but I think the car is a bit rapid gating. So I think when I was testing the car the first time, I got 85 kilowatt at 45% state of charge. It was amazing, or 83, something like that. And then when I charged a few times, it didn't go, it just went to 79 or something at 20%, but then at the 45 it only had 38 kilowatt. So and the fan was going like crazy. So I think the cooling is either not working too well, or it's rapid gating. So that it's not working like it should be, or it's just not enough. I don't know. But overall, it's okay to drive. The armrests are okay, so I'm comfortable in here. The one in the door is a tiny bit too hard, and yes, it's loud. But USB here with the phone here is a great idea, and wireless charging. I don't have wireless charging, but it's great to have it there. And then of course, look at me. Yeah, it's cute. It's a cute car. Again, would never be my thing. It's too small and not enough space. But for someone who doesn't need a big car, so even a Zoe would be a tiny bit too big, you get with a small battery good range. I mean, almost my driving style at 100%, I always see around 260 kilometers. I think that's okay for the normal country, a bit city, country road mostly, and then a bit city drive. That's okay. Driving 85. Why didn't I pass? Should have passed. Yeah, I cannot do the acceleration thing, but it's also not woohoo. It feels okay, but it is, what is it, 9 seconds something. It's okay. But that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.